Alright, so here's my new monkey. Picked it up earlier this afternoon. And actually just went on a break-in ride. 44 miles, 45 miles. Break in the scoot. Excuse me, the mini bike. So I'm gonna do basically an initial review of this. So styling wise, Honda got it right on. I mean, they're the creators of the original monkey, so yeah, styling wise they got it fine. Looks real good. I really like it. Let's actually look at the gauge cluster here. It winks at you, right? It's like a little monkey eyes winking at you. 44 miles. Oh, this glare. 44 miles later. So this thing has so that's the odometer right there. Man, that's a lot of glare. That's the trip A, trip B, and again back to the odometer. So that's all it has. It has no tachometer. Has no clock. So I wish it had a tachometer and I wish it had a clock. That would be perfect if it had all those things. So obviously a neutral indicator, check engine light. That's for when the fuel injection system goes wonky on you. Maybe even the ECU. High beam, obviously changer. I'm not sure what the heck that is. Did it turn on at all? Nope. So yeah, so I don't know what that is right there. There's another something right here. That might be maybe it's an overheat light. Maybe. The only thing I can think of is maybe an overheat light. So I have no idea how big the gas tank is either. I haven't looked at the manual yet. Yeah, so 44 miles on this thing so far. Boy, it's fun. Has a big cushy seat. So everyone have mentioned the big cushy seat. This is a really comfortable seat. I mean, it feels, because I'm a skinny guy, so this seat feels actually a little bit big on me. But for the big guys, this seat will probably be perfect. But for me, it felt like the seat just a little bit tiny big, but the cushiness was really good though. So that's good. Fit and finish on this thing, it's really high. I mean, everything, all the parts and everything is like very high quality. Not too much plastic on this thing. Most everything is metal. Fenders metal. This bracket here's metal. This right here's metal. This is plastic. The blinkers. This is like, Honda used these blinkers for almost all their bikes that are this style. So you see this on like the Honda Metropolitan. You see this on the Cruisers. On the Honda Cruisers, is the same freaking signal, turn signal lights. So yeah, right. Let's see. This cap right here feels like metal. This over here is plastic. I think this is metal. This ring here, I think it's metal, but this back here is plastic. Same with this. This is metal right here. Back here is plastic. The little mud guard here, that's plastic. Obviously the airbox is plastic. This heat guard here, that's metal. The little ring guard here for the engine, that's metal. Back fender is metal as well. This little mud guard over here is plastic. Obviously the light housing up here is plastic as well. Same with those same turn signals. So not too much plastics on here. I mean, most everything is metal, so that's a good thing. This little chain guard here is plastic, but everything else is metal. That's metal. This cover right here that's plastic. Obviously the gas tank is metal. Yeah, this side doesn't have a cover. Is the exhaust. So this is the traditional monkey colors, obviously. The classic monkey colors, original yellow. Right. So finish is fantastic on this thing, I think. Even the engine looks, the finish on the engine looks nice too. 124 cc's. Here's some kind of sensor. This is part of the sleeve, so I'm not sure what this sensor is. I don't know. This is to check how well it's burning or what. It's possible that this is another O2 sensor. I wonder if this thing has two O2 sensors. There's one right there. Let's see. Look at the other one. Real quick. This one right here. Down in here. So that's definitely the exhaust O2 sensor. I don't think the other one's an O2 sensor. I think something else. Maybe similar to an O2 sensor. But anyways, so back to the fit and finish. Yeah, even the engine looks nice. The frame looks really nice. The paint and everything, that looks really nice. Yeah, so the fit and finish on this bike is fantastic. Everything looks good. I mean, I even like the style of the spokes too. You know, it's a very modern style. Modern, well, I should say modern and sort of classic too. It's the original. You know, this spoke style came from cars, where you have the split spoke one, and it comes out to two. It actually came from cars. I think it came from BBS, if I can remember, if I'm correct. But you know, so that's actually been, that style's been around for quite a long time. I think since the 70s. So 40 plus years already, over 40 years already. So even though it looks modern and new, it's still kind of sort of a classic style. Yeah, so fit and finish on this thing is fantastic. Everything looks really good. Headlights modern. It has a sort of a round retro look to it, but the headlights modern. Let me turn this on. See what it looks like. I don't even know what it looks like. Let's see. Actually, let me keep the camera out of the beam. So that's the position light, I believe. And when you actually turn it on, the lights will turn on. So there's two lights right here on the two bars. That's the position light. If I actually turn this thing on, it'll actually, I think this would be the low beam up here. This is the high beam on the bottom. Let's see. Let's turn it on real fast. On. Where's my starter? I think I'm in neutral. Yep, I'm in neutral. Let's see. Let's see how that looks. Yep, so that's the low beam, and this is the high beam. Turn on the high beam real fast. So high beam. Also, low beam stays on. Low beam stays on. So high beam, low beam, and I believe these are LEDs. These lights here are LEDs, so that's cool. So the position light stays on. So that's a pretty futuristic, very modern headlight. Yeah, very modern headlight. Actually, I didn't even look at the tail light. Let's see how the tail light looks. Oh, the tail light's also LED as well, I think. Because you have to see the individual that usually says them is LED, but the turn signal is still the old incandescents. Let's see. Other cool thing about this bike is that it has an actual, big size, like big bike, I should say, big bike style gas cap filler. Yeah. So I like that. That's cool. There's a lot of other, a lot of small little bikes. They tend to have like some cheaper type of gas cap. The cap where you have to spin it off or whatever. This is the key. This is a new style key. All right, unlike the old keys where the cutout is. So the riding position on this is very upright. I mean, I literally sit pretty much straight upright. It feels, when I'm sitting on this, it feels like I'm sitting more upright than I am on my scooter. Oh, mirrors here, that feels like plastic. So it feels like I'm sitting on my scooter, or more upright than my scooter. So I just took the initial Birkin ride, went up my test course basically, up the mountain, back down, and it's slow, especially the first 10 or so miles. It was agonizingly slow, but towards the end of the ride, it actually got a little stronger. So it's, so it's more broken in. Let's see what else about it. So position's very upright, and I have no problems with knee clearance at all, because the gas tank here is so small and narrow. It's actually very narrow. Look at the gas tank compared to the seat. My knees didn't even come anywhere near touching the side of the gas tank at all. And sitting on it, my whoops, almost fell over there. So I have plenty of space here. Plenty of space on my knee clearance. So it's good there. So seating position is very upright, very comfortable. I didn't really even want to lean forward. I didn't really have any type of desire to really lean forward. Usually that's the time when I ride a bike and I go through the mountains and go up and down quickly. I have a tendency to kind of like lean forward or hunch forward. On this bike, I really didn't do that. I think because the handlebar position is up pretty high. Now, again, it has a very classic look. Now, one of the things that crossed my mind is even have bars that are even higher and kind of like almost like eight, more like ape hangers. Not necessarily where your hand is above your shoulders, but like, but make it like your arm is pretty much level. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not, but that's a possibility. Right now it's not, but who knows, in the future I might do something. So the ride on this thing is the suspension is actually very soft, but so for like normal around town and such, it's probably feels just fine. But especially for my weight, because I'm such a lightweight, I was actually wearing my leathers, and with my leathers on, I weigh less than 160 pounds. Leather, helmet, and everything, I probably weigh about 160. And if I was just riding around town, the suspension would be perfect. But for mountain riding and more fast riding, the suspension is definitely on the soft side for that, for aggressive riding. But also the dampening too. The dampening, it isn't pogo. It's not like, it's more like a wallop, kind of like being on a boat. When you're on a boat and the swell, see each time there's a swell and the boat kind of goes up and goes down. It feels more like that on the dampening. So I'm definitely gonna throw those Olins on my Olins and see, and it's gonna probably be a big improvement. It's gonna be firmer and the dampening is gonna be a lot better. But anyways, back to the how it is stock. Feels good. It's pretty fun. The wheelbase, that also that walloping could be a side effect of the wheelbase too, because it has a very short wheelbase. And because of that short wheelbase and also the small wheels, if you're not used to small wheels, any bike that has really small wheels like this, it feels as you're steering, it feels very darty. It's like and it just turns real fast. I mean, you think like a sports bike, like a super sport, 600 R6 or something like that. You think those things turn quick. A small little bike with small wheels like this turn even faster. I mean, it's like so it feels really darty, and this thing feels even more darty than my my Honda Elite 110, my NHX 110. That thing feels pretty darty, but this thing is even more so than that. So I think partly is because actually these wheels are actually bigger than my scooter wheels, but I think one of the reasons why it's darty is because the wheelbase is shorter. So wheelbase is shorter, and maybe also the riding position too. Riding, could be riding position, and because of the short wheelbase, and you're sitting right here, so you're more closer to the rear end. Whereas my scooter, it seats two people, so and the wheelbase is a little bit further back, so where I'm sitting on the scooter is actually more forward a little bit. It's not perfectly in the middle, but it's still more forward than this thing is. So I think that could also cause it to be kind of darty as well, or it feels darty. So right now, I don't think the brakes are broken in yet, so they're still kind of. Actually, the front brakes seems like it's breaking in much sooner, much faster than the rear brakes are. So looking at the wear on it, the initial wear, right? That's the rear. It's still pretty new looking, but so right now the rear still feels like it's sliding as I'm going down the mountain. I'm like pretty hard on the rear brakes, and it's just keeps on going. It doesn't wanna. It just slows down a little bit only, not much. Whereas the front is the first few miles it was like hardly anything there, but by the time I got to like 40 miles or so, it felt pretty solid, pretty strong. Actually, even 30 miles, it felt pretty solid already. The exhaust is very quiet. You can barely hear it. It has these Honda single-cylinder engines tend to have very long exhaust pipe. The header length is very long. So this one you can see the header coming out. Then it goes to this bulge right here. This bulge right here, you see? That bulge is the catalytic converter. There it goes, it U-turns. Under here, it U-turns and it comes out. And obviously that's where where it connects. And the rest of it comes out. So it's a very long header pipe. And that's actually pretty typical of Honda single cylinders. If you notice Honda single cylinders, especially the scooters, you know that their header pipes are just about this long too on most of the scooters. You look at the Elite 150 or the Elite 250, they have very long header pipes as well. And that actually helps. I think that helps with the with small displacement single cylinders. I think the power wise, I think it runs a little better with a longer header pipe. I've tried a bunch of different things and I tried shorter header pipe and they didn't run very well. That's the same experience that other people have too. With when I talk to other people that's try different header pipes, they kind of say the same thing. Okay, so back to the bikes. So I mentioned the suspension, the brakes, engine wise, it's still breaking in. So it's definitely kind of weak in the beginning, but as it got to the end of my little break-in ride, it was actually definitely stronger. I got up to a indicated 62. So I'm not sure how off the speedo is. So Honda's their speedo is off usually about 7%. I find most of all the Hondas I've had, they've always been off about 7% or so. Sometimes a little bit less. So I'm not sure how off this one is. I don't think it's accurate because I've never actually been on a bike that actually had an accurate speedometer. They've always been kind of optimistic. So the indicator was 62, and I was actually behind a big 4x4. So I didn't get to go down, or I didn't go any faster because he was going at whatever speed he was going. So, but anyway, I got to the indicator 62, and it felt the bike actually felt fine at 62. It felt stable. It actually feels much more stable than my scooter does. My scooter, when I get to that thing stock maxes out, I think only indicated around 52. So this thing is indicated 10 miles an hour more. But on that scooter, when I change the gearing and everything and make it go faster, all the times I've gotten up to around 60, it starts to feel kind of sketchy, kind of it doesn't feel as stable. This one, it feels at 62 indicated, it felt fine. It felt it didn't feel sketchy at all. Even though when I'm actually turning, it's more darty compared to the scooter. And this thing has a shorter wheelbase as well, but it still, for some reason, it just felt more stable. That could be because the bigger wheels bigger wheels have a little bit more mass, more gyroscopic force, so it's so there's so it's, it wants to stay more upright better than smaller wheels. So that could be one reason. The other reason could also be the suspension as well. The suspension travel here, at least looking from here to here, the travel there, that's like 4 inches right there. So that's like the width of my palm, which is about 4 inches. So this line right here, right there. Sure, if you guys can see that. Right there, you can see it. You can see how the dust seal wiped. So from there to the top, that's the width of my hand. So my hand's about 4 inches wide. So that looks like about 4 inches of travel. I'm not sure how much travel the back has. It's probably pretty similar as well. So that's a lot more travel than my scooter does. My scooter only has I think my scooter only has like 2 or 2.5 inches of travel, maybe 3 at most. So probably around 2.5 inches. Let's see. So that's the ride. Again, the seat's very comfortable. A little bit big for my butt because I'm skinny. So I'm a little skinny guy. I shouldn't say a little big. I should say a little bit wide. It's a little bit wide for my ass. But for guys that are like bigger, because I'm like, again, I'm a skinny guy. I'm only like 135 pounds, butt naked. So for people that are bigger than me, you guys would definitely appreciate this pillow of a seat, and that's what it feels like. It feels like a pillow, a nice, very nice, comfortable pillow. What else about this thing? I think that's it for now. As I break this thing in more, I will come back to it and talk about it more. I think I already got the tires in, so, and actually just earlier as I got home and was unloading this thing off the truck, I saw my my Olin's rear suspension, so I'm gonna open that up and check it out. And you guys already seen the Olin's damping rods and spring for the front. I showed you guys that already. I'm gonna do a video for the shocks in the back. So I'm definitely gonna put my shocks on pretty much, I think, right away. So I didn't like how soft and how wallopy it was. It was kind of wallopy looking feeling. Oh, and also when I was riding around, aggressively, turning and stuff. And this could be also part of the suspension, is that I was turning and stuff. It didn't feel that solid. It felt everything felt kind of loose. It's like if you were to drive a new car versus driving a car with 100,000 miles. You find that the new car, the steering and the suspension, all that stuff feels real tight. Whereas the car with 100,000 miles, 200,000 miles, the steering and the suspension, it feels all kind of loose. So this thing felt like that. It felt kind of loose, and I think that has to do with possibly the tires, and also possibly the suspension being kind of soft. Oh, so the tires. So these tires are really kind of shitty. These are V rubbers, so cheap V rubbers, and they're kind of like a dual sportish type tire. They're like maybe like I don't know, 80% pavement and 20% dirt, maybe something like that, 80/20s. And they're kind of shitty. I almost went down a few times, and I was taking it easy too. I wasn't riding hard at all, and the front end actually slipped on me. So that was a little sketchy. Back felt okay, but the front end did slip a couple of times on me. And you can see I actually didn't ride all that aggressively. The thread is all the way up here, but then looking at this profile here, it's actually the side here. It's like the side there is like near vertical, so there's no way you can lean up a tire over that much. Not even sports bike. And you look at sports bikes, not even their bike. It's this vertical on the edge of the tire. So I got up to about right here. So so let's look at that, where that is. It's right here. So basically about right there. So I leaned over pretty good amount, but I was going very slow. When both times that this thing stepped, I was going no faster than 30 miles an hour. So I wasn't going very fast in those turns. So that's that, and you can still see all the whiskers on here, right? So I wasn't actually writing very aggressively, but I was writing aggressively. These whiskers, especially towards the, towards right here, towards the middle, they would have been gone already, but these ones are still there. So I was taking it easy. Same thing with the back. The back is, all the whiskers are still there, so I was definitely taking it easy. Let's see what else with this thing. I think that's it. Yeah, so that's my initial review. Again, I will, one more thing I didn't mention. Last thing was the clutch engagement. It was kind of weird. I'm not sure if because I need to maybe adjust the clutch cable. The adjustment feels okay, but anyways, as I was in first gear at the stop, basically going, starting up again, as I let go, and where the clutch engages, it would kind of like stutter and kind of it's like if you were like stalling, you're about to stall or something like that. I was giving it doesn't matter how much gas I give it, a little bit of gas, more gas, whatever. It didn't matter how slowly I ease it out or ease it fast or whatever. It had this kind of jerkiness to it. So that could be just something because it's new and it's breaking in. So I'm not sure what that's about. So the folks that has this monkey or also has this this engine, so you guys with the Groms and stuff, you have the same engine. Let me know how it was when you was still new and you're working it in. Let me know how that clutch engagement was. So I might have to adjust a few things here and there. Adjust my clutch engagement maybe. The slack. I'm gonna adjust the handlebars a little bit. I'm gonna move the handlebars a little bit forward. See how it's how angled back it is. I'm gonna move it slightly forward a little bit, I think. I'm gonna adjust the position of the mirrors. Bring them out a little bit more. Little minor tweaks here and there, just to make it more ergonomical for my body, for my fit, my shape, my size. Yeah, I think that's about it. All right, thanks for watching.